And we are officially live. Hello to all my VC WrestlePod nerds out there. I'm glad the new graphics worked out the way they were supposed to. So we call that a win in my book. So, welcome to another fantastic episode of All Elite Ensemble review. We broke the professor. We're only like 30 seconds in.
Well, it used to start as like a bleh, like vomit noise. Now it's turning into I just got hit with a shovel noise. Like it's just evolved. Like
I'm just more worried you've got stuff in your mouth right now. Or you're going to choke on something if we keep
I'm trying not to
here.
laugh. Like, all right, I'll be fine.
What a way to start as always. But I am El Jefe of BC WrestlePod Mikey, here to lead my lovable friends into another foray of the world of AEW and AEW product. And of course, you know, I got JVL, aka Mr. Alex Windsor Bay tonight. Keep the food puns rolling. I got the Professor, who probably knows my pain a little bit, but not as much, of how hot it is in the state of California.
Man, it's still hot. It's not as hot as it was Saturday. Saturday was 100, 105-ish around here, but you're in Death Valley. You're dying over there.
I'm literally in hell, you guys. It's 114 today, but we are literally in the middle of an extreme heat wave, so it felt like 117 today. So I'm almost there of matching Minnie's temperature in Arizona. Like, literally, the two of us live in hell.
You can cook hot dogs outside, like just leave them outside and they'll cook.
I mean, essentially,
we do that one time. Some eggs, you got a whole thing.
We really do. And then, of course, rounding out our quartet for the evening, all the way from the East Coast, and our newest friend here, Benny. Love you, Benny. Happy to have you here this evening.
Greetings and salutations to all the guys, gals, non-binary pals. First thing I want to say tonight is all the best wishes go out to Jonathan Gresham. And
we're going to talk about that because, that was rough. That was not that was not fun.
No, that's very scary.
Yeah, so speedy recovery to Jonathan Gresham. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I guess we could chat about it a little bit now. The man suffered not one, but 2 strokes. And so...
Well, he never does anything half-assed. Like, he always does it over the top, so I'm not surprised. But still, it's terrible.
Yeah. So
not only did he have a stroke, he had 2.
So, of course, scary for him, scary for his family. I can't even also imagine, like, Jordan Grace having to go all that, too, because those two are, you know, together. So, Jordan Grace also having to be, you know, waifu.
Well, she also had to watch it, like, on a Ring camera or something, too. Like, she wasn't home. All she could see was through, like, the security cameras at home, which is really scary because you're so far away.
And he's only 37, poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, good news, bad news. Prognosis-wise, he's young and can heal, and who knows what happens after the fact. But damn, that's brutal.
I hope he gets his mobility back. I hope he can live a life because that's what he deserves among anything else.
Yeah, so we here at VC WrestlePod and All Elite Ensemble wish him a speedy recovery. Thoughts, prayers, good vibes, however you want to send them. We love Jonathan Gresham in here. 2025 has been a rough year for some of these wrestlers out here. We got to appreciate them when we can. Like, I mean, look, them, Chris Bay, like what happened with him earlier, like towards the tail end of last year, and watching him walk again during a TNA pay-per-view back in April, made me tear up a little bit because we didn't know if he was going to. So shout out to everybody. Man, it's crazy out here. So
that's a hell of a note to start on.
Well, I figure we are.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: Dynamite and Collision, I had fun this week, but hot damn, the last 24-hour news cycle for AEW and Ring of Honor stuff, which we'll get into at the very end. They're like, "Hey guys, we now have the rest of our 2025 pay-per-view schedule ready and to go," and I was just like, "Thank you." AEW
Papa
for letting
H was
me
like,
know.
and here's where we drop all of our ones that aren't named yet, but we're definitely not counter programming at all.
We're going to talk about it at the very
just
end.
what I was going to say. Like, oh, now we're going to play checkers with their schedule. Damn it.
we'll talk about that at the very end too, because I want people's takes on this, because I was like, yeah. Anywho, also Ring of Honor dropped some more news to be like, hey guys, not only do we have a pay-per-view coming up in a couple of weeks, but now we have the final one for the year, ironically named Final Battle. So
Well, and also, Mikey, wasn't there also news about AEW Dark coming back?
potentially, and I was like, Tony Khan, don't tease me, don't play with my feelings, because if we'll have words if it doesn't end up happening.
Love me some Dark.
This is related, but we got other stuff to talk about. I now know three wrestlers who've done work on AEW Dark just up here in Northern California, just people I've met.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I was on AEW. What? One guy was in a show I did, another guy was just in conversation with others. Like, wait, who? So that was, there was given a lot of opportunities to folks running that little show. I think that, they've dropped so many other shows. I don't know what else they're going to do, but Dark would be great to have back.
Well, I think the
Absolutely.
negotiation they're running up against is, can they get it back on YouTube like they had it before, which was the way that I got into AEW, because I couldn't watch the damn shows, but I could watch Dark and Elevation. So
Those were the times. Those definitely were the times. But before we get into our AEW review, really quickly, if you like what you see here, you can subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitch or Kick. But if full-length reviews are not up to your speed, or you can't commit that time, but you still want to be engaged, you can stay engaged on our social medias, where we post our report cards and other things that we do on the internet. So that way you can tell us whether you agree, disagree, or tell us how handsome we are, because we will take anything we can.
please tell Mikey he's handsome. He keeps asking us, and we're just getting sick and tired of doing it all the time.
Hey, you know what? And shout out to Kilt, who's doing the Lord's work right now down in Florida, getting people getting people to follow us on Twitch and on YouTube.
He's just getting people like.
Well, here's the thing, and I'll put our group chat on blast a little bit. I'm just kidding. No, so I haven't checked my phone yet, but Kilt is currently at an NXT taping. And so before the show started, he was literally peddling BC WrestlePod to anybody and everybody in that crowd on the bus. And so that's why in our group chat, I was like, be nice, y'all, because Kilt is out here experiencing something, and he might or may not be coming to
great.
the review tomorrow.
Which is amazing. I still don't think what I said was wrong. I just know.
No, absolutely not. But still, I was like, we don't yuck no one's yum here on this channel.
I love that we're spilling each other's tea live. We couldn't do this not live.
No. And it's going to be cut out by the AI anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm not the what?
Mikey's not talking, so therefore all of this is going to be cut out. That's what's
Anyways,
happen, so.
Now that we
it's just Mikey and Benny like the whole time.
Anyways, let's start with Dynamite.
All right, anyway, talk about Dynamite. One broad thing about Dynamite as we get into this, because I don't want to say it 100 different times.
No, make it granular, really granular.
Huge, very much specific. Every single tiny little syllable. There were a lot of hesitations this Dynamite.
Right?
All over the place. And it was lots of hiccups like, oh, your thing. Oh, no, my turn. Oh, no. Okay, great. Yeah. And every single match had a few of them. Initially, it was like, oh, it's because we just started. Oh, okay, here's where we're going. Oh, too bad they had a miscue. The women's match was actually great, but they were catching up with each other all over the place. And we'll talk about it when we get there. Alex Windsor was like, I read the script. Did y'all read the script? Like, do you know what we're doing? Like,
as Billy Starks is flying 3 seconds too late on a swanton.
Sky Blue doing something weird to a chair because nothing happened. Like, all these little moments that were like, even Speedball and Moxley. Speedball will go really fast and then look at John like, all right, what are you doing? Okay, yeah, that's right. Like,
sorry. We're waiting for Marina to get around to the other side. We got to wait for that now.
And then they waited for Wheeler at one point. Yeah. They waited for something else. There was a lot of just
Mike Bailey. John, Mike Bailey living up to his moniker of Speedball.
There's an easy answer for all this, Professor. They've been in that residence in Chicago for a couple weeks. They're not used to a bigger venue like that. It takes longer for people to get through from the back and all that. So obviously things were just not timed out well because they're not in their home space. They're out exploring again.
That's actually a really good cop out from an actor who tours. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love it.
Yep.
We love that.
That's definitely the
answer.
reason, and not the fact that people just are really tired and doing like 17 shows and they're doing a live stunt show for you live, and obviously it's not going to be perfect every day. No. It's the space. It's the space.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of Homecoming, we'll talk about that at the very end too, because they announced, when that is in October for Daly's Place. I was like, oh boy, we're about to. I need Mama Beretta to show up in the van again, and my life will be complete at Daly's Place.
She runs over Rocky Romero, just like dumps him with the...
Fantastic.
Oh, no. She clips Dom Fallis to the back like tow hitch and drags him out of the arena.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into this.
Hangs Don Fallis on the back
truck
of
to the face.
All right, boys. MJF starts us off with Dynamite this week. This is a promo that sets up, what our main event's going to be. He's going to send Mark Brisco to hell is essentially, the summary of this whole entire pre-start to Dynamite. So I was like, all right, MJF, we're gonna see you a little bit later. We're gonna see you a lot.
Well, this is the thing. MJF is in 4 storylines right now with across 3 different companies. Seriously, it's how is he keeping it straight at this point? And how is everyone else working this? Because it's not. It seems to be kind of hiccuping on itself a bit. I don't know.
I can't tell if this was sort of he pushed for this to control his own destiny a little bit, or if he just said, "Hey, if I'm not in the title picture, or you're just going to let me hold this contract, I'm just going to do things until you tell me no." I think the whole CMLL plotline is hysterical.
It's so bizarre.
It's some, short kid from New York who has the CMLL champ.
He has the World Light Heavyweight Championship, which is wild.
It's great. I think his Hurt Syndicate plotline, we didn't really let that come to fruition. We're pivoting really fast, which is okay, fine. And this Briscoe one is actually really intense. I could have just watched this Briscoe one for 6 months they're taking some shots. I'm already talking too much. Benny, go. Benny, go.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Professor. It seems that they say sometimes there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Well, all of those cooks happen to be MJF right now.
That's it. I want to see that meme somewhere where it's just him on a Gordon Ramsay line. It's all his face.
Seriously.
Exactly right.
It's Iron Chef, but it's MJF versus MJF.
The secret ingredient is Moxie. The soda, not
the pinky ring, all kinds of jokes. Yeah.
Well, that's how he's getting the garlic press. And
go, Mikey. We're off the rails. Mikey, go. Mikey, go.
I mean, it wouldn't be a show if we weren't. So we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna see you a little bit later, MJF. In fact, we're gonna see a lot of you later at multiple parts in this Dynamite from this past week. It's oh boy. So we kind of alluded this to our intro. So we kick things off with our first official match. This is Jon Moxley versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I do want to say, regardless of whether it's a PR stunt or not, shout out to Speedball Mike Bailey and MVP doing that video that got posted on the socials addressing, the rumor that the Hurt Syndicate and especially MVP is having heat with the locker room. It was great.
I can see some meeting with Bryan Danielson in like a corporate office just going, all right, you two, you need to nip this in the bud right now. What is going on with you two? And if not, put it on the social media nobody watches. Go for it.
I didn't see this. What are we talking about?
So there have been a couple of media outlets, in the wrestling sphere released that,
Sean Rossap,
Fightful, and some other promotions, have released a report saying that MVP is kind of rubbing some of the AEW talent the wrong way, specifically when it comes to, him being kind of at the forefront with the Hurt Syndicate business, whatever you want to call it.
They hurt people.
They hurt people. And MVP was not going to allow these boys to lose to Speedball, to Jet Speed, and to FTR was the rumor report. And so then Speedball Mike Bailey and MVP just recorded a video, dropped it on the socials addressing it, where Speedball's like, fuck you, MVP, and MVP's like, fuck you, Speedball Mike Bailey. But they were together in the same room. And then they left, and that was the end of it. I was just like, touche.
I appreciate that. All right, very cool.
So, Forbidden Door is going to be very telling
Yeah, when
Which-
FTR wins. But still,
Well, I hope that's not the case. And you know what? I will eat crow when we get to a certain match because Dynamite pulled the swerve. No Strickland on me.
that was well worth it. For this one though, talking back to your point, Professor, beforehand, the transitions from like big power move to Jujikatami arm bars every time that Mox kicked out. Give me more of that. I want to see more of that kind of mat wrestling from a lot of their folks because there's so much like breathing and like rest hold time between like they kicked out of a pin. No, go right to a submission like you do in the cage. Give me more of that fast pace where it's not fast, it's just measured.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I just food in my mouth. I'm dying.
Don't make him laugh. He might choke.
Ensemble.
It makes great content.
I actually started laughing. Not everyone can work that way, right? A lot of folks would rather work that peripheral than actually get in there and wrestle. Moxley can. We've seen him do it, and he's doing it in this match, which is really, really great. I wish I'm not sure why there was a whole finger kink section in the middle of this. I'm not sure what made Moxley want to just play. It was like, commercial break, I'm going to do finger stuff. And poor Bailey's like, okay, what?
Why do I have the South Park episode stuck in my head?
Yes,
now?
I was about to say
no.
it's like da-na-na. Nah,
Do I want to say it gets demonetized?
Because we're gonna get demonetized.
I want to
Right.
finger you babe into my life. I want to finger
It's
Or
like
the alien one. I can't believe you snorted on my Korg Black. I'm like, what?
I
Oh,
can't.
We can't.
Anyway.
We're not gonna get demonetized. They're aliens.
That's
Um,
fair. Betty,
I thought
what
this
did you
was-
think about this
Go,
one?
Benny, go. I'm gonna stop.
That was a great rip. One thing I liked that, like, like the first half of the match, like it was, they were just like, yeah, Moxley's gonna cut off the legs of Speedball, and then Speedball just started working the ground just like Moxley, and he's like, Moxley had to find a new strategy, and I really liked that, like, and ever since Mox has dropped the belt, like he's really trying his best to put everybody over.
Which is interesting because when he had the belt, he was kind of burning everybody because he was champion. But he's had some really great matches without said belt so far. Like he's been a little looser and even more. I don't want to say more violent, but I don't know, more transitional, more the
unhinged.
Unhinged, if you will. I also didn't realize Moxley was twice the size of Speedball Mike Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I was a little jarring. Like, oh my god, Moxley.
Yeah, Mox is a big dude.
Yeah.
Mox is
He's
deceptively
also
big.
gotten into a lot of shape. I'm sorry to step on your toes. You go.
No, Betty. No, you're right. He's gotten into great shape. Keep going.
Yeah, he's just like I was noticing the other day. I was just like, maybe those trunks should come back at some point because the shape you're in right now.
You just want to see his thighs.
I do.
Listen,
I do.
thick thighs do be saving lives, y'all. I was like, let's be all the way one. Oh,
Benny's
this is
sitting
my
there
favorite
just
panel
going,
now.
give me those Mox quads. I want to see them quads.
So I will say this. I think, we've all Speedball and Kevin Knight as Jet Speed have been really fun as a tag team, and it's really one of the few opportunities since Speedball has been here to be in singles action. Anytime that Speedball Mike Bailey's in singles action, this is what I need to see every single time he is in singles action. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's a reason that you have been one of my new favorites over the last couple of years. And you have gone toe to toe with some really great people who all happen to be in AEW now when they weren't. Like his 2 matches against Ospreay and TNA were ballin'. His hour-long match against Josh Alexander was crazy to watch and so freaking good. Him versus Leon Slater was also awesome. I was like, oh yes, Speedball. This is exactly, even in losing, you are amazing. Because no surprise here, Moxley wins, but still. Also, can we talk about the fact that Darby committed a crime on television again for the second week in a row?
Is it really a crime when it's Wheeler Yuta?
Man.
So that was the whole thing. Moxley wins, but at what cost? Because Darby full on kidnaps Wheeler.
Also, but we're skipping over something. Yuta gets pulled. Mox looks at it for a second and then just goes, and goes back to kicking Mike Bailey's ass. Like, doesn't stop the match, doesn't go to get him. Goes, I gotta finish this business and like do some more toe stuff with Mike Bailey, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, we got an APB and a local emo wrestler named Wheeler Yuta. Yeah, let him go. Like, no one cares.
Collateral damage, we understand.
The whole crowd ruining Darby's ninja moment, because the moment he appears, everybody goes, ah! And just starts yelling at him, and Wheeler still gets ethered and carried away. I think it's. I love
that he gets ethered too. Like they're going back to like the 1950s like style of like doesn't put on a choke out
never
or anything
change.
else.
Never change.
Yeah.
So John Moxley picks up the victory here. Darby kidnaps Yuta.
I feel like if this had been like another type of wrestler or a comedy wrestler, he could have like judo chopped him out or something. Just like right to the back of the neck.
That would have been hilarious. But we got to move on from this match because Tony Storm is ethereal in this picture. I was just like, thank you, screen grabs. This was so good. I love this because we're hyping up, Alex Windsor competing in this fatal four-way to represent AEW at Forbidden Door for the TBS Championship. Tony Storm being amazingly Tony Storm. Alex Windsor kind of trying not to play it into Tony, accidentally plays into Tony, realizes she plays into Tony, and then they proceed to tango off screen.
Can you ask for much more?
Fiend.
I love
cinema. It's perfect.
As the kids say. Tony is the best thing. I love it.
Tony, the fact that Tony can't miss on any of these promos is just ridiculous impressive.
What was the other Fed wasting with her for so many years?
Yeah,
go off the chain and just go for it.
It does make me wonder how long she's had this idea, because it's evolved and she's let it evolve, and we're coming up on year 2 of it this far at this point, which is crazy to think about. How long was she thinking this? How long did people say no? You're going to be this punk rock girl with this group that we're going to bury eventually, and now she's the only one here. Killing it. It's remarkable.
Well, and getting old foes of hers from other places going, I need to fight this Tony Storm. Like, I fought Tony Storm. This is better.
That is very fair.
Wendy Richter, you coward.
Isn't Wendy? She's got to be 60-something. Is she still out there?
She's commented on this. She said they'd have to offer me at least $1 million to come back and do it. I'd do it if they gave me the right price.
Tony carries that in his wallet. Just give the woman cash. Come on.
They're saving it for Forbidden Door or for like All Out. Like Wendy Richter, maybe not a full match, but she comes out and interferes.
Doesn't Jacksonville have like 4 kickers? Fire a kicker and get Wendy Richter on AEW.
Don't mess with success down there. Fire folks from the football teams across the pond.
Right. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna see Alex Windsor a little bit later in action. So we're gonna talk about her a little bit later. We didn't have to wait.
Darby Allen slowly drives an SUV while screeching tire sounds are heard. I was so hoping that he wasn't in the body bag, that it was somebody else, and Yuta was still in the SUV.
Just like duct tape tied into the back with the Darby rolls it out the window. We see Wheeler slowly rolls it back up and goes away. No.
If we're going bad, it's Darby rolls it down, goes ha ha. Yuta's head pops up, and they drive off.
Yes. So Moxley.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yep.
I knew what that was. I was like, here we go, and it's out there on the internet. Just like Wheeler was out there in the parking lot, because Moxley and Marina Shafir find his body bag, open up said body bag with Yuta inside with a big old note plastered on his forehead that says Forbidden Door. Darby rolls up in the SUV, just looks at the group, and then speeds off away. So I'm like, we'll see if this actually happens.
Also, just a side note on this, and this is me looking at the props folks going, did you actually think about this, or was this just convenience? that wasn't a body bag per se. That was an that was an edited and zipped up bed bug bag for a mattress.
I was gonna say, I was like, it's a really big body pillow. Like it's a body.
That's actually a really good point. Aren't body bags like black and gray? Not whatever that is.
They're supposed to be also like vinyl, so that like bodily fluids can be easily cleaned out. This was like cotton based, and which is why I think it like they took from the hotel. They took the bed bug cover for the mattress and just shoved them in there.
Wheeler Yuta is so emo. He had a cotton based body bag.
Hi guys, welcome to All Elite Ensemble. Tonight's topic in classes in session for Kidnapping 101.
We're just oh my god.
And how did he know that he was like that he had a sign on his forehead? It just looks just like his hair to him.
This is so ridiculous.
I'm
but
gonna make it worse. We're 30 minutes in. We've talked about one match. Let's keep going.
We talked about 3 matches. Thank you very much.
We'll keep going. Mercedes is back. All I say is, girl, I love this. Let down your hair, all natural. Yes, curly blackness. We're here for it. Love it. Renee does ask about her loss to Tony Storm, and Mercedes is like, we don't talk about that, and just moves on. I was like, okay, makes sense. Yeah, so nothing more to say here because we got a lot to say about this match though, because this is our Forbidden Door TBS Championship 4-way qualifier. So as we talked about last week, the TBS Championship, Mercedes will be defending her title against a representative from AEW, a representative from Stardom, and a representative from CMLL in a fatal 4-way at Forbidden Door. And to determine who is going to be representing AEW in this fatal 4-way match at Forbidden Door, we have Queen Aminata versus Sky Blue versus Alex Windsor versus Billy Starks, who took some gnarly bamboo spikes to the face in GCW not too long ago, which was crazy to watch. We love her. I like this match, but again, like we talked a little bit off air and a little bit leading into this too, I felt that there were a lot of timed violations throughout this match. I was like, people were working on different speeds. Somebody was messing with way too many remote controls and either slowing down or fast forwarding people to miss some spots.
Sky Blue set up a chair, realized it was in the wrong spot, walked to the other side, set up the chair, waited for Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata comes to the outside. Sky Blue gets onto the apron. Queen Aminata bends over. Sky Blue misses and then throws her own head into the chair.
That was a rough spot. I'm not even going to lie.
I thought I was watching Mystery Wrestling. I just didn't know what the hell was going on.
I mean, it wasn't quite, Benny Hill music playing, but it was. They're still really good. Every move went. The crowd was into it, but there was definitely. I swear that Alex Windsor was the only one who read the script. Everyone else was like, wait, what play are we doing?
You could put Curb Your Enthusiasm theme behind this match, and it would fit. That's actually sync up well. Really fun. Also, going into I know Billy Starks is very good at her timing and very good at what she does, but those wonton bombs she was doing where she was putting her whole weight on somebody's head every time she missed, it was like, ooh, ow, ee.
She popped up from that first one, and you saw on her face, like, ow.
That was a bad one.
Dude, that looked like it hurt.
Benny, what do you think? What do you think?
Go, Benny, go.
Benny.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There was one that she had done right before the first commercial break, and she had done one to Alex Windsor on the outside, and the cameraman wasn't in position either, so all you saw was just Alex Windsor just oh.
I was like, not the Homer Simpson voice.
I feel like it happened twice. Twice they cut away from Billy Starks right as she did something, and then they had to go, oh, she got it. And then on the replay, you're like, oh, that's what she did. You're all over the place.
From the pulled back view on the crane cam, because obviously the cameraman was not in position the entire time.
So, I mean,
also, the double headbutt spot was brilliant.
Ooh, that was so beautiful. I am on the Queen Aminata agenda 24/7 now. Queen Aminata is that girl. Love her. Been that girl. I mean, Juicy. I'm
all
so
four,
glad.
all four of these women incredible. I'd love to see more of all of them. I know Sky Blue was bouncing around for a while. Haven't seen her for a little bit. I don't know Alex Windsor like the rest of you do, but she's killing it. Her promo was
Mrs.
great
Will
with Tony.
Ospreay.
Like, Mrs.
Will Ospreay is great.
But
Love
I
her.
keep saying it though. I'm getting shades of Deonna Purrazzo, and it's
Yeah.
worrying me.
I
That'd be
mean,
sad.
yeah.
I hope not.
I hope not either. Deonna has been killing it recently in GCW, but yeah, I miss her in AEW television.
But then
What
we get the after effects once everything goes down, and Miss Windsor picks up the win with Mercedes coming in to attack, not to attack, but like distract as Tony Storm's getting beat up by Athena. Like it's just all over the map with this.
Yeah, because Athena attacks Tony, Mercedes attacks Alex Windsor, Athena and Mercedes face off against each other. And then it was also funny because they did the same thing at Athena's wrestling show over the past weekend too.
Which is weird because not even a month and a half ago she was going for the TBS title and like they were fighting and yelling at each other. Like,
yeah, so I mean, I'm still I don't know if Athena will walk out of Death Before Dishonor still as ROH champ, but we'll see what happens with all of that. It depends on how Forbidden
give it to
Door
Mercedes, you cowards. Give it to Mercedes.
Oh Lord. So we move on though. The Young Bucks continue to
This
get
gets
no
better
respect,
every week.
and I'm here for it. I was like, yes. They look like they're having a lot of fun doing this too. So I was just like, this is the Young Bucks I miss. They are having fun. The fact that one of the staff members is like, read this off the thing. I was like, what has happened?
It's like, what is it? We keep telling you to do this! Exclamation point. Read it exactly how it says! Exclamation point. That was a brilliant.
Who
Shout
put a
out.
question mark on the teleprompter? You know he reads everything that's on there.
San Diego?
Question
Oh,
mark?
this is so good. I know we're supposed to be talking about this promo. We're already talking about the match, but the LED board not coming up
Oh.
and them having
Well,
so smart, so fun.
we'll get to that in a little bit because I have pictures of those too.
Oh, I don't mean to jump the shark. Please continue.
Jumping.
This is good. Yeah, we're gonna revisit this in a little bit because this was
Mark
a
and
prelude to
Nathan, the
Yeah.
Bucks.
the Bucks. Gosh, it was ridiculous. That was amazing. But we go here. The paintings are
God,
back,
the
you
paintings are
guys. The
back.
Don Callis paintings are back.
This is not Don. This is Dong Callus at this point. Jesus Christ.
Listen, bygone are the era when we had, Sistine Chapel to like Don Callis riding on a horse shirtless. Like the paintings are back, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a long segment. I was just like, oh my god, we're going for a little bit for this one.
Well, Kyle also seemed to have a little like fumbling of some of his lines during it too. Like he was doing pretty well, but he was not sure. So it needed that kind of bump.
This went on for way too long. But this is like the championship celebration angle that we usually get in a lot of other promotions. Be like, I am your new TNT champion. All this good stuff. We love it. Shout out, Kyle Fletcher just signed a new multi-year deal worth some money to stick with AEW. So he's going to be here for a while. It's just like,
Congratulations to him. He should be there for a long time. Like he should.
his journey
He's gonna be
since joining this
fantastic.
company has been amazing. Like to see where he started, like when him and Mark Davis were brought in for ROH, Aussie Open, to being singles competitor, being our television champion ROH. Now he's a TNT champion. Kyle Fletcher deserves the world. He is also a really great human being and funny as all hell in person.
And drinks a lot of Monster. That painting looks like the cover of a VHS tape I saw once when I was looking through the wrong side of a rental
I've seen those
store.
movies before. Yeah.
Yeah, like that looks like. So how long have you been champion? How big is this belt?
Can I also say from here, this far away, it doesn't look like Kyle Fletcher. It looks like Randy Orton.
It does.
Listen, we are all men of a
Does.
certain age and we are all men of certain orientations. The answer to the question, have we seen these videos before? The answer is yes.
Absolutely.
Last time I
Oh my-
watched it was Scrambled, though.
Seriously. Yep.
Oh my goodness. But again, this could be summarized as a championship celebration. Kyle Fletcher, TNT champion. We're going to talk about him. He also throws out an open challenge to whoever wants to fight him on Collision this Saturday too. So that's the other thing that leads into when we get to Collision, what that talks about as well.
Mm-hmm. Understated
Copeland,
and muted promo.
For reals. He is going. So yeah, essentially, he's going to fight. This sets up a match between Cope and Stokely. Next week on Dynamite or tomorrow night at this point. And FTR cannot get involved. If FTR get themselves involved, try to help Stoke, try to cheat anything, then the restraining order will be null and void, and then Cope is going to go after them. So, yeah. But I agree, very understated. I was like, all right, it's not aggressive. We're kind of here for it.
That's becoming a trend with some of these promos. Is I'm going to do this soft, quiet film actor promo, like this sort of more.
It's their audition piece.
That's their reel for after they retire. Like, oh yeah, this segment, that segment. Look at the range I have.
I love it. Copeland here was just and when I get my hands on Stokely, I'm gonna pick him apart slowly. And it's like, does Adam Copeland know how to do anything less? Pretty much every single one of his matches are like, oh my god, could you just get it over with?
Well, he learned his lesson when he tried to go off a cage onto Malachi Black and took himself out for a year. So
yeah, so he's like, you know what, we're not going to try to do that again. So yeah, so tomorrow night on Dynamite, Cope versus Stokely, FTR get involved. The restraining order, it would be null and void.
Do we see the Hurt Syndicate being paid off by Stokely this time? So a reversal of before?
Who knows? But we're going to talk about Stoke for having my line and my meme of the whole entire week. We love it. These are the pictures I promised because this was great. We get one pyro. The LED screen does not go up.
At least somebody's finally using the Orange Cassidy pyro again.
Love it. Matt and Jeremy.
Max
the Comic Sans is fantastic.
Well, the fact that they turned it into a t-shirt too is crazy.
Well, but also we know the deep cut reference on Max and Jeremy, right?
Yes, I was like, oh god, we're going
that's
there.
That's a TNA reference right there for when they were there.
Generation me.
Yep.
Oh, this was such a fun way to enter in, which leads into probably one of my favorite matches of Dynamite this week.
This was so good.
Oh my gosh.
This should have main evented.
This really should have. I love Brisco and I really do, but this should have main evented. But this was a Forbidden Door World Tag Team title eliminator. This was the semifinal, the Young Bucks versus my new favorite chip, Brodito. That Brodito shirt, though, I ordered one and I cannot wait to get it.
I want the sneakers so bad. I can't afford them.
I hope they stick around. I hope they let this ride for a while. Like, they work so well together.
They do.
No, Bandito and Brody King are an amazing tag team, but the four of them, oh my god, the chemistry was out here. I was like, why was this not, by the end of this, you're right, I was like, why was this not the main event after Dynamite was over? Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the main event, but man, this would have been a fun way to go home that evening and be like, oh my god.
There were two spots that they kind of missed and then they saved on the fly. One, Matt jumps off, was trying to get somewhere. Max jumps on, but then Brody catches him. He almost falls. He saves him, does something completely different, and then Nick Jackson notices and then runs and jumps off and does something else to him, which was just insane. And then there was something else that happened too. Someone slipped or something else happened. And then Matt and Nick did a totally different move and then did something else. And then it was just really wild.
Bandito catching Nick and gorilla pressing him on the barricade.
I was like I did not know that was in your arsenal, Bandito.
I mean,
also, go ahead.
No,
Benny go.
Benny, go.
Oh. I was just laughing, but there was just like one spot where like Max,
Get it right, yeah.
puts like Brody like on his shoulders and like goes for like more bang for your buck, and like he like starts running with Brody and just collapses. So like Nick is just like up top, like he comes up with a flying nothing and just gets stuffed. Like,
I honestly believe though Bandito's probably got CTE from the finisher, because that's a beautiful tag team move, but he slammed his head into the canvas hitting that 450.
The one he missed looked terrifying. The one that ended the match was like, oh my God, the mask is hiding the fact that you have none nose or teeth left. Just like that thing looks violent and scary. It is kind of funny watching Brody in that Le Mans position, waiting for like, do it, go, come on, like all turtled up on his back, waiting. Hit me, come on, I can take it. Like, what are you trying to do here, kid? It's.
I'm gonna fling you.
I can't not laugh at it, but it's great. It's a really cool finish.
This match rolled so much, and go for it, Benny.
Go for Benny.
I was gonna say was that like at first I was just like like with all the tag teams that they have, like throwing two guys together, but I shut up as soon as they hit the ring. I was like, well, this is fantastic. So whatever.
No, 100%. I agree. And again, Dynamite pulled a surprise to it. Yeah, go for it, JBO.
I got a heck of a hot take though. I'm sorry, and like, don't hate me for this. This is huge. This Max and Jeremy duo, they seem like they've got some stuff here. They might actually go far in this business.
Oh my gosh.
Their contract's up. They're already going to TNA.
Oh my God.
Oh, dang it. No.
Also,
but again,
miscommunication about not being able to call it the EVP trigger, so what they can't figure out what to say.
That's so funny to watch. That's so fun to watch. But again, Dynamite surprised me very well because Brodito picks up the victory here and is moving on to the finals to face FTR. I was just like, it's FTR. They're probably going to win. But my God, if Brodito was able to go to Forbidden Door to fight for those titles, I would be like, oh my gosh.
I really hope they swerve us. I really hope they do the swerve thing.
Send Brody and Bandito to the UK.
It would be so amazing. So good.
Yeah,
this match.
Because I feel like I'm going to jinx it. But like, I have a feeling
Knock
that
on
like,
wood,
the story between Cope and FTR have been that like Cope came back and like he was gonna the FTR got distracted from the tag team titles, so I think this time he's literally going to cost them the titles. Yeah. But as I said it out loud, so who knows what will happen now?
We're used to similar things here. This happens to us all the time.
Like, if it's something we want or it makes sense, these companies will never do it.
If it makes sense, they're not going to do it. No. Every now and then we go, I told you.
But the fact that AEW pulled the swerve, no Strickland with this one, with Brodito winning, I'm hoping that they'll continue to pull a swerve, no Strickland on me with who ends up going to Forbidden Door. But after this match, though, again, MJF, story number 2, we officially kicked him out of the Hurt Business. They're speed running this. So, and I could speed run this because MJF comes in, MVP gives the final thumbs down. MJF is actually like, you know what? It's just business. But then Mr. Montel Vontavious Porter over here drops a very cryptid warning to MJF. He's like, I don't want you to succeed. I don't want you to become champion, because if you do, just know that Bobby Lashley gonna be on you for that title. I'm like, ooh. So yeah, MJF is out of the Hurt Syndicate business, all that good stuff. MVP is warning him. What a whirlwind of like 6 weeks of this story.
They keep doing it. I mean, MJF's longest storyline was what? Adam Cole?
Pretty much Adam Cole.
Ever. Everything
ever.
since then has been here's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Oh, you're hurt, you're gone. Here's 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
You're hurt, you're gone, you're Chris Jericho, 6'8". Yeah, no, we got it.
Hi-yo. Yeah.
So
Sorry, I said his name. He's gonna come back now. This is not good.
how dare you? So yeah, so that's not we're speed writing these stories for MJF. He's a very busy man over the next couple of weeks, which I'll talk about because some news just got dropped over on the CMLL front, so it should be interesting to talk about at the very end. Stoke, best meme of the whole entire week. It is the greatest soundbite for this AEW this week. It's just like, I'm short, I'm bald, I don't get any hoes. I was just like, oh, Stokely never change.
You should have just sort of sang Skilo's classic from 1993. I wish it was a little bit taller and just do the whole verse.
I wish I was a little bit tall.
I wish I was a baller. And a girl who looked good would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat. 6'4".
So there was that,
Yeah, you
right?
didn't know that song at all.
There was that, right? But then the Stokely called Beth Phoenix a micro brawler, and I was like, oh, ooh, let's be so for real. I would not want to call Beth Phoenix anything wrong because she will bench press me into oblivion. Though I might like that, not gonna lie. Anyhow, but the fact that he called her a micro brawler looking woman, I was like, oh, that's rude. But also, the girls are fighting. I'm messy. What can I say?
She needs to go take chairs to FTR. Like that would be the swerve. Is her going in the locker room and just mowing everybody down.
Have a pre-take segment of her just beating up FTR and Stokely.
Glam slamming Stokely through a chair.
Yes. But
Wasn't it like one of Beth and Edge's like only like tag match in WWE? Like they hit the Shatter Machine, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
So there might be a story there.
Hey, you know what? Anything is possible in this day and age of wrestling. Stokely's gonna fight Coke tomorrow night on Dynamite, which is gonna be interesting. Can't wait. Alrighty, but we got it. We move on though. This was an okay promo from Swerve. It's kind of the same thing we've been getting from Swerve leading into his match with Okada for the Unified Championship. Swerve fumbled a little bit over his words, but of course it's Swerve, so the crowd and Nana is great of getting everybody back on track despite the fumbling. Swerve is going to come for that title, and he's going to take it. He gives Okada credit, but this is Swerve Strickland because, whose house? Swerve's house. I oversimplified it, but literally this is the same promo we got last week and the week before that. So
this was the one where Renee was backstage and then immediately in front of us, right?
Yes, I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
She teleported.
Renee's there. Renee's here. I was like, Renee is everywhere.
She teleported everywhere. So
it's the trapdoors.
So we gotta keep going because we still got collision. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, buddy. I was just gonna say, it just in kayfabe, Hangman's been chasing that Okada match, the Okada singles match for fucking years. Swerve just like, I call you out, Okada. Hangman's gonna be like, oh, what?
I need somebody to draw this into, fruition with, the super over the top cartoony / anime, just like Hangman with his hands out in front is like, yeah, exactly, Professor.
Fingers curled, huge eye.
Yeah, exactly.
All the veins, yeah.
So crazy out here. It's crazy. So Swerve, we love you. We'll see what the next couple weeks of build to this Okada match is going to be. Mark Brisco just continues to get darker and darker in these outfits. But essentially, he's going to fight Max with every fiber of his being, and he's going to beat the living tar out of Max. Heyman's just like, I'm here to support you.
I was going to say, Kyle Reese is looking really ragged nowadays.
Oh, my God.
Hangman does another subtle filmmaker like this is for my real. I used to really like you, and now
Can we take that
Really
again,
respect you.
Hangman? Just can you give it a little more gravel, a little more, little more?
I can't wait.
Give us more.
Where is she? Like it just drops.
Where's Rachel?
Where's Rachel?
Swear to me.
Anywho, we got to keep going because we got Collision to get through. Yes, Queen Aminata. Yes, Willow. Yes, Chris. Love everything about this. This was fun.
Chris was throwing me off in this one.
She was, but that's what we're going with, and I've learned to accept it. I swear to God, Tony, if we do not get a women's blood and guts match, I am going to be very disappointed in you.
Like, what's the point, right?
Be like, don't give me all of this, and then nothing happens. But I mean, that's wrestling in 2025.
It's AEW in general.
All edge wrestling.
Oh,
This sounds great this week.
You never see a pin. It just cuts to the next promo.
Yep.
And not. We're gonna
That'd be
move
the
on
worst.
because we gotta talk about this main event. This was advertised as a grudge match. I was like, really?
What is?
Was it though?
How many pictures does he have? This
That's
I
what
want to get them
wanted
all
to
next
talk
to each
about
other.
first. It's like how many
Where is this
profile
meme?
pictures did Mark Brisco take for these graphics? Like every single week, it is never the same one, and I don't understand, but I love it.
He took him himself, like in his house. Like he just had it set up and just took thousands and sent them all.
He's got his kids like a new camera. They're just taking him back to back to back.
That'd be hysterical.
This was wild.
Like, he's
Why-
like back there with Brainbuster one of these at one time. He's just like.
Also, you could take that. You could put that image on anything and like put a tagline under it, and it would probably work. It could be say no to drugs.
Diarrhea.
It could be, take all the drugs. It could be, where your kids are. Like all the things. Sorry, Mikey, I'm talking too much.
Man
Oh
boobs.
Gosh, I cannot. But yeah, let's get into this. So, I mean, this match is what it was. I feel like by the end of this, I was like, I like this match. Why wasn't Bucks and Brodito the main event? But I get it. It's MJF and everybody loves Mark Brisco. This was fun. I enjoyed this. It was actually a really solid match. I do like the fact that technically MJF won, but that's because the ref didn't see Briscoe's foot on the rope, which I was like, we're going to drag this out for another 3 weeks. So, and then MJF begins to beat up Mark Briscoe with the diamond ring. I was like, and there it is. So before we talk about who comes to make I can't say this. Hangman comes out to save. MJF runs away. That is how Dynamite goes up the air for this past week. Yeah.
Mark Briscoe
There's
bleeds.
not much else to say. Yeah, good.
Mark Briscoe bleeds a lot.
If it's not
Like-
Moxley, it's Briscoe.
Briscoe, like all the folks that had that scar tissue, where it's sort of like, oh, you need me to do this, and they just use a fingernail, and then it's just full House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, damn,
Yes.
good for him.
Yes.
Like with this new like serious version of Mr. Chicken, not the Don Knotts movie.
Like Peter
That's
Peter
a
Griffin
pull.
fighting the chicken. Is that what we're talking about?
I'm sorry. Did you just reference Don Knotts in the year of our Lord 2025?
I did, yes. I was referencing the Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Good knowledge.
Wow. Benny, I think you win this review. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's well done. Sir Don Knotts. He was knighted.
Sir.
By who? Burger King.
He was knighted at Knott's Berry Farm, so it doesn't really count, but he was.
So the OBE is original Barry Everyman?
Oh,
Mikey, go. Go, Mikey, go. Go, Mikey, go.
I can't. So that's how we ended Dynamite. Let's get through Collision because there was a lot of matches, you guys. This every week I summarize Collision as great craps. Seriously, there's a lot of stuff. So let's get through this so we can talk about this. Banger oh my god. Like
Oof.
this Betty, I may or may not have been following your thought process while you were watching this on Saturday on the social medias too. I was just like, yes, give me Kyle Fletcher and Ishii all the time. But we opened Collision up with our TNT Championship match, Kyle Fletcher versus Tomohiro Ishii. Betty, I'm going to start with you with your thoughts on this one because I had fun with this one.
Yeah. Oh man. First off, Big Tom is so lucky he doesn't have a neck. Supposedly, allegedly. You know.
He had a neck once. Once.
It definitely got a little bit smaller after that sheer drop brainbuster on the apron. Like, oh my. But yeah, more of this, please. More of this.
There's nothing much else to say to that. You watched somebody completely fall apart on top of each other.
Yeah, I only saw the highlights of this, but it's insane. Ishii always looks like, I mean, doesn't always, but at least in this match, looks like that button mash kid at the arcade, and just doing things. And they're all working, and you're like, oh, are you really good at this? And it's a 5-year-old, like, I don't know. Like, it's so good. And the two of them worked so well. Kyle Fletcher adapted not only for height, but for, style to make him look strong and everything else. All the highlights, I'm going to go back and watch this. That was really cool, everything that I've seen.
Oh, 100%. Kyle Fletcher does pick up the victory here, but the match is great. Go watch it, but also stick around to the post-match stuff because Kyle Fletcher out here feeling himself, as Beyonce would say, because Kyle Fletcher gets on the mic and is like, hey, anybody in the world, I will put my TNT championship on the line. Whoever wants to answer the challenge, show up at Forbidden Door. And I was like, oh my God, we have an open challenge for Forbidden Door from Kyle Fletcher.
Goldust.
I have no idea.
I wonder
Mark
who
Davis. Mark
Davis would be wild. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to think of who. Yeah, the Mark Davis is good. There's a few that I'm like, man, if they come walking down, Karrion Kross.
Ooh, but not Killer Cross.
Well,
the problem is he won't work with AEW.
Hey, he's not on a no.
He won't.
He's not on a no compete.
It's not a no compete, but there's some bad blood with folks. From what I was reading, like AEW is like kind of a no go zone for him.
Really?
He's got some heat with some folks there. I don't remember who it was exactly, but
crazy.
I have to look it up.
So for some reason I was just like, why do I get the feeling it's going to be the Hiroshi Tanahashi? I was like, it's probably going to be Tana. I hope that's not the case, but we shall see what happens.
Wendy Richter, Kyle Fletcher.
Well, to be fair, a bunch of the New Japan talent are technically done with their G1 obligations, so that opens up a bunch of people to show up there. So yeah. Also, AEW decided to just casually drop this for us. We're getting a fatal 4-way next week between Ecchi Seto, Nigel McGuinness, Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty, and Daniel Garcia. Match in itself, cool. It's going to be graps. I'm here for it. Then we go to the bottom of this that says the winner gets a title shot for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. And I'm just like, oh my God, my wrestling body is not ready.
No, they're not. I didn't know that Dom Fallis is going to be in a match. Because he is Hechicero.
I mean, my little lucha heart wants Hechicero because luchador technician versus New Japan technician would make me lose my mind.
Would be good. Yeah.
Nigel McGuinness would be kind of fun too, but who knows? Anybody here?
Hechicero taking off the mask and being Dom Fallis.
That's what you got that visual in your head now.
Yo soy Hechicero.
I can't not see it as like 1970s Scooby Doo. It's just let's see who this is, and then with the glasses on.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time that a white man has paraded around as a luchador. I.e., we look at Los Grande Americanos.
All trace of them.
all four of them.
Just the
technically,
name of the faction is the Appropriations, and they just come walking down.
Oh my God, yes.
Their song title is "Remember the Alamo."
Weird Al Yankovic version.
That's Benny. Like, listen, as somebody who, well, I mean, we all kind of keep in touch with New Japan too, but you, me, and Adolfo are like in the thick of it. And when I saw this, I had to pause and I had to walk around my house a little bit because I was like, I don't know if I'm physically ready for this.
Yeah. My first thought was like, you couldn't have found a spot for Josh Alexander in this match, like, because
Who?
like Josh Alexander.
Who?
Of the oh, I see what you mean.
Oh no, Benny walked right into it. He had no chance.
But like, I know like Tony's like a huge Oasis fan, and like Nigel McGuinness coming out to Oasis, who just had a reunion tour in the O2. I think it's gonna be Nigel, and it's gonna be glorious. Glorious.
Oh, boy. Love it. So yeah, again, AEW just casually laughing these things, and I was just like, you gotta prepare me because my body is not ready right now. But come Forbidden Door, I'm ready. I'm so excited. I was like, all right, kids, we're gonna watch Collision and we're gonna figure this out because this is gonna be nuts. But we got to move on though, because we get a Megan Bay and squash match. Love her. Again, if we don't get a blood and guts match out of this, I'm gonna be very upset, Tony.
That's what they're building to. If not that, it's an 8-man tag, but still, they've got to have something.
But for real, we love Megan Bay in this household. Love her. Me and Andrew do. So happy. Love her. Penelope, you're also
here.
That
Andrew doesn't live with you, right?
And
in this household, how many bodies are in your household?
Well, that one and two. Like, it's
don't
very
answer
sad
that. You're on camera. Don't answer that. You're on camera.
I'm just sad that like Andrew gets a space in your household. All the rest of us, we just don't get to. We have to rent or come visit? Like what's going on here?
Well, I mean, technically, Minnie and Adolfo also have a space in this house too because they visited me. So once y'all need to visit me, and then we can make that happen.
So am I part of Adolfo's household then, or something? Because I shared a murder basement with some folks.
Yeah, we survived. We lived the murder basement experience. It was a great time.
There's some rituals and lore we'll catch you up on, Benny.
Yes,
it's all New Jersey based. It's weird.
It's weird.
Oh
speaking of New Jersey based.
Speaking of weird, no, get Beardless Juice Robinson off my screen. I don't like it. Stranger danger.
I mean,
well, and the worst part is look how like they've positioned Colton Gunn, and it looks a little strange like that he's at that angle behind him.
It's another VHS cover, isn't it? Son of a bitch. There it is.
This was
They
wild.
don't call him the Bang Bang Gang for nothing.
Should Eiffel Tower himself.
He does kind of have that. I'm either gonna, I might save your life, might sleep with your wife face, right? Then like he's a little bit of that chaotic neutral face.
It's butt plug central, but you know.
Anywho, so we get Juice Robinson versus Ricochet again. We get the whole, Bang Bang Gang together with the cardboard standouts. Love it, fantastic. It's great.
I love that everyone's reacting to them too and like going after them, which is the best part.
So good. Of course, GOA, Gates of Agony, out here helping, which would allow Ricochet to ultimately pick the victory over Juice Robinson. Yeah, I'm glad that Juice is growing his beard back on television, but we need to update these graphics because I don't like it. Me don't like.
I will say I was kind of sad. Like, I would love to see a point where he didn't have the beard, where he dresses up like his wife.
Halloween's coming up. Who knows?
Like a full stunt double. Like she's coaching him like a stunt double. Like here, that's what you have to do.
Athena goes for an O face, but she can't hit it on him because he's too big.
Oh my goodness.
I'm reminded of I'm Gonna Get You Sucker with some of the best faux stunt double moments and action sequences. It's a specific demographic, folks. If you haven't seen that movie, see it as soon as you can.
Well, Black Dynamite has about the same too, which is great.
Yes, there's some really good ones in Black Dynamite.
So good. But yeah, Ricochet picks up a win over Juice. The juice is loose, but not really.
The bald
There
wins.
was one spot in this match where like Juice like grabs Ricochet and like runs him across the ring and like smashes his head into the turnbuckle. And Ricochet does the most over exaggerated bump I've ever seen in my life, and that's including the Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan match. Like,
Really?
like
that big, huh?
like
Wow.
He oversized.
as he hits him in his head on the turnbuckle, Ricochet like jumps onto the bottom rope and does a backflip. So it does like essentially a pancake bump. No need for that, but it was hilarious.
So good.
It definitely was. So we move on, though, to our second squash match of the evening, where FTR and Stokely beat some local talent. Nothing else to say.
Wait a minute. Hang on. This local talent looks like they're like from the audience.
Right?
These are just three dudes.
Yep.
No, those are not wrestlers. Are they?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
That guy looks like he works at a dealership.
He does. How do you think he makes his money to go to wrestling school?
And that guy looks like, oh man, I'm not good for them getting on TV. They must not suck. They got to do what they did, but that's really funny. Oh man.
Yeah, so FTR and Stokely win their match. I'm very interested to see how tomorrow's Dynamite goes. So it should be fun.
This was
Yes!
amazing.
Yes,
The
Harley
origin.
Cameron. Literally, she is giving us the wrestling version of The Mask, and I'm here for it. Oh, Harley, I love you, and I've missed you, and I cannot wait for you to return.
So good. So good.
I can't
And
lie.
very
like,
Twilight Zone-y, too.
Yeah, exactly. Like the mask, I can't lie. Like when she first showed up, like the pay-per-view a couple weeks ago or whatever, like I was like, "Is that Britt Baker?" For a second, and I was like, "Oh, it's Harley."
Oh,
looks like
it's
Britt.
Harley. Can we also
Like, oh,
just
that's
talk
way
quick?
better.
Can we talk quickly about the fact that from where she started when she came into the company as like ditzy singer, leading people in, and and like going after Anthony Bowen and not realizing he was gay, to this, like, what a transformation in about 2 years.
I'm just so happy. I was like, I don't know if they just let her do whatever and just like go for this. She is just naturally hilarious like this. She will forever hold a special place in my heart too, because my introduction to Harley was, because I love me some inspiration, and the fact that Harley made and is the singer for that theme song that they walk into is fantastic. Love them. But Harley Cameron, the wrestler in AEW, has been one of my favorite breath of fresh airs of wrestling. Mercedes Moné, the puppet, is the best thing that really helped that feud. And I think for me, it won some points for Mercedes too, because she leaned into it as well, and it was a lot of fun. And now we got this whole mask gimmick. Harley, I just can't wait.
If you're watching her online, I'm going to say this: we're not going to get demonetized because of what it actually is. Her beaver is very funny. She has a beaver puppet that sings with her, and
It's
that
so
she is
good.
like does a ventriloquist. It's amazing to watch her do it.
The fact that this homegirl has so many talents and is just like naturally okay with it, like she's a ventriloquist. She just knows Mandarin Chinese for some reason. Like when she cut that whole promo, I was like, oh my god. AEW might have my favorite people who are learning or are either bilingual or learn to be bilingual, because Harley, Hangman cutting that whole promo in Spanish at Grand
Dom
Slam
Phallus.
Mexico. Yes,
Dom Phallus.
it's crazy out here. We love to see it. Harley, I can't wait for you to return, girl. Still hate the name Triangle of Madness, but this match was kind of banging. Love this. This was fun. We had
You're
Queen
not a fan-
Aminata. Go for it.
You're not a fan of Tom?
No, I don't like Tom, especially if he's my Uncle Tom. But anywho,
Oh.
we have Queen Aminata,
Wow.
Ty Mello, and Willow
Mikey took
Knight.
it dark.
I did.
Damn.
Wow, Professor, why did you go there?
Wow. That
So-
hurts.
We have Queen Aminata, Ty Mello, and Willow Nightingale versus the Triangle of Madness, which is Sky Blue, Julia Hart, and Tekla.
It's the Triangle of Mad Libs. You got it right.
The Triangle of Mad Libs.
Mad Libs.
Insert. We need a wrestler. We need another wrestler. We need a third
Taz doing it. Okay, I need a verb. Like trying to do a Mad Lib for whoever's coming.
What the hell's an adverb?
Oh, listen, AI could do some crazy things. Let me see if we can work our magic. So I actually really like this match. Again, I think more women's matches on AEW television, please. And again, we are continuing to throw people as like either I was like Tony Khan, either give us an 8-man or 8-woman or give us this blood and guts match because we be running these people against each other for the last couple of weeks. Give me what I want. But anyways, this match was great.
Cowards.
And I mean, I love this match. This is great. Betty, what did you think of our trios match between these lovely women?
Well, first off, Mikey Ruckus has done it again. Like, the Triangle of Madness, whatever it is.
Trio of Mad Libs.
Trio of Mad Libs, there we go. Like, their whole presentation, like, I like how it's evolved over the past few weeks, and they seem to have nailed it. And I don't know, like it's great to see Ty Mello back. But to be honest with you, like as nice as it is, she's way better as a heel. She's so much better as a heel. Like, you just get another edge to her, you know. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I disagree with you, Benny, in that when she works with Anna Jay, when they're kind of like, you know, tweeners and they're that tag team, I think it's the best she does because her as a heel works to a point, but she people want to love what she does, and now especially with like her story coming back. I mean, it's hard to do that.
Fair.
I don't know.
So, the Triangle of Mad Libs is now we're calling wins.
Tom,
which we love them. They are great. It's fantastic. Tom picks up the victory.
Hey, it's Don Callis.
We get Etchy Sato versus AR Fox, which I'm not gonna lie, on paper I was excited about. While they had some cool moments for me, I felt like we were missing some connection between these two. I also don't think they were given a lot of time to mesh with each other because I feel like their styles are a little bit different. I still had a great time. Etchy Sato beats AR Fox though. Can we get AR Fox more stuff to do, please? Like something of substance. I feel like he's ready for it. Please. Anywho. Yeah, that was my only biggest complaint. I was like, it felt too short.
Yeah, it was like, why did Fox get a preloaded entrance? Like, he's like one of the most organically over people in the company right now. Like,
for reals.
He's a long lost Jackson brother.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right?
I was like, okay.
A couple weeks ago, he like came out and like saved a bunch of people with jet speed. Everybody's like, "Wow, my god, it's great!"
Yes, it was just like that too. I was like, I need somebody to Muppet-fy that clip. Like it's just Muppets. Right
This is the old school Pee Wee Herman word of the day, man.
Do the Pee Wee Herman laugh play. Be like, ha ha. Oh my god!
Rest in peace, Paul.
I was just gonna say, Paul Rubens, rest in peace. You all remember.
Rest in peace.
Oh my goodness! Let's move on before we crack up even more.
Hey, look, it's Don Callis.
Again, it's Burt Reynolds. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
I see him everywhere.
This is just setting up what we're getting on Dynamite tomorrow. But Stokely's face is giving. I was just like, I'm like, not today, Bruja, not today. I was like, what? This be like, you will not give me this witchcraft face.
Call him a Bruja.
You did. You did.
I can. I was just like, this Stokely again. You're just providing me with the memes this week. But again, this promo just sets up what's happening tomorrow. I was like, and also FTR is going to go to London. I was just like, I hope not, but we'll see. Also, I don't.
They can't. So
Really, in reality, it's going to depend if FTR allegedly aggravated assault is going to be able to fly.
So that's why they're getting Stoke reps. He's gonna have to fill in.
Not again.
Oh my God, is that what it is?
Because Stokely filled in last time when we were in London too.
Oh my gosh,
Can
he not leave the country? It's got to be it by now. There's no way they've cleared that by now.
I mean, the case was dismissed, I believe, but like it still is on his record, I believe.
It's still on the record.
It takes forever because, again, not to mention any other promotions, but Professor, you and I both know of certain Samoans who are not allowed in certain countries right now. So that's
maybe
also
they get AR Fox to fill in.
Oh, happen to be. Oh,
You just got to
like, AR Fox. I hope you have your passport this time.
Just go in through Scotland. They don't care.
It could be like Drew McIntyre gets stuck there. Anywho, moving on. The fact that Max Caster has become so endearing to these fans, and now he is semi-baby face now, is kind of crazy.
The fact that he got this over, I saw this clip. The fact that he got this over the way he did is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Like, my God. They're
It
all
is
about
wild.
it. Like, are you kidding me?
Listen to though, and the crazy part is that the challenge was answered by Katsuyori Shibata Bread here, which we love Shibata. I was like, oh, Max, you're done. But we knew Shibata wins, but shows his respect, which then has LFI just kind of jump these boys from behind, and we get a beatdown, which then prompts Jet Speed to run in for this.
That was the weirdest chain on a stick I've ever seen.
I was going to say, I exactly got this bone because I want to talk about this chain on a stick. I was just like, these weren't nunchucks. This wasn't any type of medieval weapon. It was literally a 2x4 plaster with some chain. I was just like, what in the heck?
Look out, he's got a board with a nail in it. And he's just running towards stage.
But it's the Monty Python run, so he's just running from afar 5 times before he gets to the ring.
Dang. Plank from Ed and Eddie got a real glow up with this chain. He grew up, y'all.
He's going through his emo phase.
He really is.
If there were eyes on that plank, that'd be hysterical.
Oh my God. Listen, Speedball, I don't know if you watch this, if you ever will, but if you do, if you're making this weapon as a go-to for you, please draw a face on it and make it look like Plank.
Can we get some money for the prop department?
No, they
just a little.
There's some that's obviously freed up from all the Bucks entrance being like toned down. So I mean, come on, there's got to be some money somewhere.
I mean, that's very fair. And again, LFI attacks Shibata and Max Caster. Jet Speed is out for the save, and it literally, without hesitation, we just roll straight into our Collision main event. Hangman Adam Page and Jet Speed versus LFI. LFI is still looking crazy out here. I was just like, Roosh is out here beating people up. I was like, oh my God, my chest isn't ready. I'm like, this is wild. This was a fun main event. We knew what we were getting into with all of this, so I had a great time. And I'm still trying to figure out, I was like, I feel like it would have made more sense to have AR Fox in Hangman's position because, you know, AR and Jet Speed came out last week to help out when LFI was jumping people. But because he already had a match, I guess it's not possible. But I had a great time with this main event. This was fun. I had a blast.
So is MJF joining LFI now?
Well,
he's just going faction to faction.
Well, especially because he's the CMLL, like, what is it, the Ultimate Champion? What is he now?
Light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, that would be an interesting heel
which he
move.
seems to think allows him to like control other luchadors, I guess, or
MJF is involved in a lot of things right now. Like he's a CMLL champion. Him and Mystical got a few going on across, spanning like 3 different promotions right now. No matter where Mystico pops up, whether it's here in AEW, whether it's in CMLL, MJF has returned and got a crazy pop when he returned to attack Mystico in MLW not too long ago as well. MJF is out here doing things. But yeah, Hangman and Jet Speed beat LFI. Or Mystico gets the pin. He gets pinned in this, as he always does in these types of situations. But this was a fun week. for AEW television. And that brings us to the end. So who's ready for some news reports?
Let's do it.
So I'm going to try to remember all of this. So again, upcoming this week for AEW Dynamite and Collision. Dynamite, we're going to watch Stokely possibly be murderized on my television screen by Cope. So as he always does. Collision is where it's at for me, though, because we're going to figure out who fights Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. Also, in a bit of news, Zack has won B Block, so he is champion going into the finals and the semis for the G1. So, yeah, I will get into that off air to let y'all know, because this final and semifinal is going to be buck wild of like who is involved with everything. Also, speaking of MJF, Homeboy is going to be busy this Friday because he's going to be flying back to Mexico because he is in the main event of Viernes Espectacular, which is the weekly Friday show for CMLL, where he will be defending his newly acquired CMLL Light Heavyweight Championship against CMLL's own and one of my personal favorite pirate wrestlers out there, Mr. Zandokan Jr. I hope he wrestles with all the frills because it is fantastic. But yeah, Forbidden Door is shaping up. Kyle Fletcher just issued an open challenge to see who's going there. I'm interested I'll be paying attention to CMLL and Stardom to see who does their, qualifier and who's moving on, which we're probably going to figure out in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Also, speaking of which, lots of news dropping in the ROH world. Of course, as I mentioned before, Brodito and Hechicero will be going at it at Death Before Dishonor for the Ring of Honor World Championship, which has me all hyped. It's going to be wild. If it was anything like Takeshita and Brodito is on my short list to be my favorite wrestler in 2025.
If he shoulder presses Hechicero,
can't wait to watch that. But Ring of Honor also announced that they will be having their, all pun intended, their final ROH pay-per-view of the year, Final Battle, taking place in December. And surprisingly, it's happening at GalaxyCon. So I was like, okay. I was like, I'm here for this. So that is going to be combined with an AEW Collision taping at GalaxyCon as well. So I'm interested. Also, mark your calendars for Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe the 14th and the 15th of October, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, because we are going to spend those 2 days with AEW's Homecoming. We're returning to, Daly's Place in October. We are bringing back Title Tuesday, y'all, for those special tapings. And I was just like, everybody remember the last time we had Title Tuesday? Shit went buck wild. I was like, shit went bananas.
You're underselling that. It was bizarre.
It was wild. It was bizarre for sure. And then Wednesday will be a Collision taping. So I was like, okay. So that is in October. And again, AEW has officially finalized their whole entire pay-per-view schedule for the remainder of the year, which I appreciate. So we got Forbidden Door at the end of this month. September is All Out Toronto. We will not be doing a watch along because I actually will be at another wrestling show that day. So I will be boots to the ground, and I'm going to make Andrew jealous. We'll talk more afterwards. But then October is Wrestle Dream. November is Full Gear, and World's End in December. I'm like, oh, God. We got lots of pay-per-views happening. It's going to be great, y'all. So AEW keeping us in business. So, yeah. But that is going to be it for All Elite Ensemble. We got to get up out of here because it's late for a couple of folks, and I don't want to keep them longer than it needs to be. But I would like to thank you all for being here this evening. We will be back next Tuesday to talk more AEW wrestling with y'all folks. But before we go, just a quick brief overview of what's to come for the remainder of the week. Tomorrow evening is our double block of reviews with the NXT and CMLL at 5:30 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Pacific, respectively. Then on Friday, we will be jumping into our TNA review as we review the go-home show of TNA before TNA Emergence. So we will be reviewing the television episode as well as making our predictions for Emergence, which is happening this weekend. So that should be fun. Then I get virtually kidnapped by Andrew and his friend Sam over the next 2 days because we will be hunkered down watching GCW and Juggalo Championship Wrestling's The 2 Day War. So we will be doing a live watch along of night 1 at 1 p.m. Pacific on Saturday and 5 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. And of course, we have our WWE review where the world of WWE is kind of also on questionable and on fire at the moment because if it's true that Naomi is officially out for a very long time, she's cursed. Like she had to vacate the title last time she won it because she was injured too. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? But anyways, that's gonna be it for us here at All Elite Ensemble. This is Mikey El Jefe of BC WrestlePod, and of course with my homies JVL, the Professor, and Benny, as well as the rest of the BC WrestlePod family. Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you for a bunch of different reviews this week and other goodness. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.